Hi all. Let me just introduce myself to you. My name is Ramesh. I work as a consultant for Microsoft and many other IT and non-IT clients. And I come with an experience of around 25 years on Microsoft technologies. That is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Excel macros, Access, and Power BI, Office 365, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now a lot of people have been migrating from Excel to Power BI, and there has been a question about what is Power BI and why Power BI? Why should we migrate into Power BI? And there are a lot of questions being asked about we have been using Tableau, ClickView, etc., etc. So why should we migrate into Power BI? So, I mean, let me just give you a quick overview of about all these things and try to give an answer to all these questions about why this Power BI, what is Power BI, and why this migration has to be done, and who should use it, etc., etc. So now, if you can just look at my screen, say for example, that almost everyone, if not 100%, 80 to 90% of the industry uses Excel for some sort of a calculation, analysis, presentation, and all those stuff like that. Excel, and then they take this Excel data into PowerPoint and then do the presentation, etc., etc. So a couple of issues with Excel, or maybe any other worksheet component like this is there is a limitation of 1 million rows and 16,000 columns. Of course, 16,000 columns might not be a limitation, but 1 million rows. So when you have a data which crosses 1 million, you'll have to use multiple sheets. And the moment you split this into multiple sheets, Excel will not be able to handle them because each sheet is different. Then you will have to do a lot of circles with lookups and all those stuff like that to get the data. So, the work, the amount of time you spend on this analysis becomes huge. So if you can look at the screen, say for example, a simple sales data like this, where I have the country, segment, product, etc., 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 you can see how huge the data is and how confusing it is. Whenever I wanted to calculate the cost of goods sold, or maybe the profit, or the anything for that matter, the gross sales, I need to keep on adding the columns. And whenever I do it, the size of my data becomes more. The size of the Excel file also becomes more. And the moment I share it with somebody, they are not going to get a head and tail of it. So the next option for me was probably to do something like this, format it, wherein the sales is over here, the countries to which I'm selling, the segment, the product details, etc., etc. Yes, it looks neat and clean. But the problem is the moment I try to do some sort of analysis, say for example, I wanted to calculate the total sales of a product. This becomes tedious. A lot of confusing formulas and all those stuff like that because the product is in one table, the data is in the other table, etc., etc. So to overcome these issues, what Microsoft has done is that they have introduced in say for example 2000 onwards three things called as Power Pivot, Power Query, Power View, wherein Power Pivot can take up of the relationships and handle more than 1 million records. Power Query gives you the editing features, and Power View allows you to create the visualization. But then the problem is still sharing. How do I share this data across my organization, across my platform? And you know that nowadays we are moving into the cloud. So in the cloud, I don't want anyone to ask me to send a mail with this attachment. Then they are not able to hook onto their network. I mean, they have to physically present in the office. They have to access the internet, download, etc., etc. A lot of time is spent on that. So that is when Microsoft has decided to introduce a new product called as Power BI, which is business intelligence software, which works on Office 365. So since Office 365 is a cloud-based computing, everything gets stored onto the Office 365 platform, and you don't have to be physically present in your organization. You don't have to hook onto the net. You can share it on cloud, and anybody can access this from anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. And this is the biggest advantage of Power BI. And when we load Power BI, So Power BI comes with the two options over there called as a Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service. Power BI Desktop, we create the reports, and Power BI Service, we can share it across and put up the security. There was a question about how secure it is. It works on Office 365 and it works on your domain. So if your domain is safe and secure, then Power BI is 100% safe and secure. So there is no question about your data being compromised or the security being compromised or anything like that. Now, how easy it is to create the visualization and share the reports in Power BI. First of all, the Power BI can extract the data from anywhere. If you can just see there, it just pulls out the data from any known databases in the world today, including your Facebook, Twitter account, and all those stuff like that. So you have all these type of information from where you can, or the databases from where you can pull out the data from. And once the data is into Power BI, you can have the different tables created in Power BI, and you can set up a relationship between these tables. And once a relationship is set up, like any RDBMS, you can easily extract the data from different tables and create the visualization. And what type of visualization? There are huge amount of visualization available here. You can see here, and I still have an option to add the visualization what Microsoft has certified for me called as the marketplace, and you can see that there's a huge amount of visualizations available for me. Or you can even download some visualization from internet and add them and customize them. So this all these informations are possible. Visualization can be created, and then these things can be shared across the internet. So let us see what type of the capabilities Power BI gives you, what Excel or any other application is not capable of. Of course, this is where Power BI scores over Tableau. It's much more user-friendly and easy to create than any other visualization tool presently in the market. And every month, Microsoft releases a new version of this Power BI and just keep on adding it. So say, for example, suppose I have the different products available in my product kit, and I have their sales. Now I just wanted to rank this product as per their sales and as per their rank. So if I just click on this, you can see if I do multiple selection, Power BI just gives you the rank accordingly, and you can see that how is this ranking happens. So whenever I do it, so I don't have to write complex the rank function or that IFS functions in Excel, all these things put together to get this rank over here in Power BI, and this happens just at a mouse click. And Power BI works on what is called as DAX, data analysis expression, which has a huge set of user-friendly functions, time intelligent functions, which is capable of doing these type of complex analysis within no time. So this is one of the advantages, and I will just show you some of this visualization what we can easily we can create it, and you can just see how easy it is to create these type of visualizations in Power BI. Say for example, the second one, if you look at it, I have the different discount segment, and to see what are the different sales happening, total sales happening between this different discount segments. In Excel, if you wanted to create it, you will have to create using the IFS functions. Here you don't have to have it, and easily this is created as a visualization. So easy to create and do the analysis in Power BI. And Power BI also support what you call it as the total ranking, different rankings, and all those stuff like that. You can see here, it allows you to list you the top items, the top 3 items, the top 5 items, etc., as far as the sales are concerned. Another visualization shows here, all the positive sales and all the negative sales. And you can click at this, and it will tell you the each amount it sold, and the color combinations what is available here. So I have red here, which is negative sales. I have the green here to show the positive sales. And the most interesting thing in Excel, the so-called speedometer chart. You have to trouble a lot yourself to create a speedometer chart, but in Power BI, it gives you what is called as a gauge. Let us see here to compare. See, different type of gauges are available. You can see if it crosses, marginally crosses, I have some colors. Huge amount above the target, I have another color. If it fails, I have the color coding. All this information, and you have different varieties of the gauge chart also available to you. Different methods of displaying it. So, it can be fun as well. And when you look at it, there comes a third type. So they keep on improvising these type of visualization, and you just can do all this type of visualization in a click of a button. Conditional formatting, as far as Excel is concerned, yes, allowed. You don't have to do all this edit formulas and conditional formatting, apply formulas. Nothing is required. You have this, formatting done over here. If you wanted to include your company's image into your visualization, Power BI allows you to do that. Okay, you have what is called as a tree chart. The tree chart also conditional formatting is supported. You can see which country or which level it allows you to put it over there. So you wanted to see what level you wanted, you can always expand it. Okay, the profit level, the country level, expansion, everything is possible over here. So you can just expand it. Okay, high value, you wanted to see the country wise, yes, the country wise. Okay, you can click on a country and expand it. You can see the product wise details for that country. Okay, for the selected country, you can always expand it like this. So a lot of animations are also possible. And come back over here, let us see here. We wanted to compare the sales across the target, against the target. You have the target over here, you have the actual sales, and you see over here, and you wanted to see the for the managers, you have the Gantt chart and the Pareto charts also available over here. So everybody. Now the question is that yes, all these things are pretty easy. Looks stunning. Fine. Your creativity matters a lot. Now who should use it? Question is very simple. Whoever use Excel for analysis, Power BI is the next thing to use. Anybody who wanted to do this type of presentations and analysis who uses Excel and PowerPoint, switch over to Power BI and start using it. So there is, should not be any question like who should use it. Anybody who wanted to create reports, who wanted to share the data, who wanted to create and do the analysis, who wanted to share the report across the network, who wanted to do some decision making. So that is starting from the layman till the the top of the organization. Everybody will be starting using Power BI today or tomorrow. So it becomes a mandatory tool for anybody for their growth in the organization and for their presentation methods to save time. So it is to summarize it, it is a easy analysis and summarization tool which can easily be shared across the organization without having the fear of the data being leaked out, and easily without having you to send across the data by email. So you can and the biggest advantage is that you have a Power BI mobile app. So the way you do the chatting or anything like that, you can use a Power BI mobile app to track the things on your mobile. You can see all these reports and visualizations on this mobile, and you have an option to comment it also. So it is 24/7 on and live. You don't have to have a system. Even if you have a network connection and a mobile in your hand, you are on. So the decision making simplified. This is what the biggest power of Power BI. I hope I explained it pretty better. And if you wanted to know more about it, please feel free to get in touch with me. Always welcome. Thank you.